Hey guys, it's Ariana. So last time I did just some tips for pre-nursing students and some things you should do. So I wanted to kind of this time talk about some study tips, not necessarily just for pre-nursing students, but for students in general. I was diagnosed with ADD in the 4th grade. I know, who doesn't have some form of ADD or ADHD these days, but yeah. So I was diagnosed in the 4th grade, and I took Ritalin from 4th grade through 7th grade. And then decided, along with my parents, that I didn't want to do it anymore. It just wasn't working well for me and didn't have great side effects. So we went off of it, or I went off of it, in 7th grade, and I almost flunked out and didn't pass 8th grade and was almost held back in middle school. Thankfully, I pulled it together at the last minute, but yeah, focusing and studying for long periods of time is not an easy task for me, and it's something that I've spent years figuring out tips and tricks that work for me, that kind of help me be able to study and get my work done, and they're going to be invaluable for me come nursing school when I am studying for hours and hours and hours and have a lot of information that has to go in my brain. So I kind of wanted to give some tips and tricks that work for me that might work for you, whether you have a bunch of extra energy or a focus problem or not. So one of the things that I do is I will set an alarm on my phone. I'll start with 20 minutes, and I pick my subject, whatever I need to get done, or homework, or whatever it is, and I lock in for those 20 minutes. And it doesn't matter if my mind starts to wander or what's going on. I go, refocus. It's 20 minutes. There's a timer set. It's going to go off soon. That's all you have to do is 20 minutes. Then when my alarm goes off, if I'm in the zone or I'm actually not dying to get away from my desk or stop doing what I'm doing, I will automatically just hit restart on my alarm, and it'll go for another 20 minutes. At that point, generally it's a 40-minute mark. By the time my alarm goes off again, I am dying. Things are going in one ear and out the other, and I'm not getting it. And so I will step away, whether I put a TV show on and set my alarm again for 10 or 20 minutes, or I go start a load of laundry, or go vacuum, or I've started, when I have all day, I will sit down, do my 20 or my 40 minutes, and then go water everything in the front yard. And then I'll come back and then do another 20 or 40 minutes, and then go do the backyard watering. That way it splits it all up. Sometimes I'll get in studying, and then do a workout, and then come back and do some more. Breaking it up like that into manageable time slices, and like I know 20 minutes it's done, or 40 minutes it's done, that kind of thing, really helps me be able to be like, I know I want to go do something else, I know my brain wants to wander, but I can lock it in because it's just this set amount of time. The other thing is, when you come back after your break, don't go back to the same subject. Switch to a different subject, or a different homework assignment for that subject, or something like that. Going from subject to subject to subject really helps me, because if I do my 20 or my 40 minutes and I'm bored and I'm dying and I walk away, if I come back and I go back to that same spot, my mind instantly glazes over. And so that break was like for no reason. It didn't do anything. If I switch subjects or switch projects, whatever it is, that kind of resets my mind. Another thing I really like to do is music. I learned this in high school, especially when iPods came out. Yes, I'm that old. When iPods came out, things like that, because back then you couldn't really listen to music on your phone, I don't think. I would plug one headphone in my ear, especially like not necessarily when the teacher was talking, because they didn't like that very much. But if we, like in math, say we had done the lesson and we had maybe 50 problems we had to do in class, or practice problems or whatever, and it was individual work, I'd plug in one headphone so I could still hear if the teacher called us to order or had a question or anything like that, or if someone came up to me, I could still hear, but I would put that one headphone in, and so it almost like engaged the half of my brain that would normally wander. I was busy listening to this music and like rocking out to it while I'm focusing and doing my work. And that still works for me. If it's a really heavy subject and I really have to focus, it cannot have lyrics in it. That's the thing. Create a Pandora or a Spotify playlist, or get stuff on your Apple iTunes and get lyrical things and things, not lyrical, because that's what you don't want. You don't want lyrics. Like classical, instrumental, that's what I meant, instrumental. And so I have a playlist on Pandora that has the Harry Potter soundtrack, because I don't think there are any words in any of those songs. It has like the Jurassic Park theme song. It's got some Star Wars theme stuff in there. It has some Celtic music. You could add some Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You could see if any of your favorite songs have instrumental versions, things like that, and put that on. And that helps, because it does. It engages that other half of my brain. And that way the room isn't dead silent. So if there's noise going on outside, or noise somewhere else in your house or your apartment complex or whatever, you're already attuned to having noise going on. So it's not going to pull your brain every time you hear a noise. So that's a big thing for me. I like music. Once in a blue moon, something is so complicated that I can't even have the instrumental music and it has to be silent, and I will. But 9 times out of 10, I like music. I like noise. Something else, snacks. If you are studying in for a long study session and you know you're only going to be able to kind of walk away for 5 minutes at a time or 10 minutes at a time if you're lucky, or you're buckled to your desk for the day, and if you're lucky you're going to put on 5 minutes of a TV show you like to break it up, snacks are big. I don't know what it is about putting something in my mouth that while I'm studying, but like nuts, crackers, fruit, sometimes candy, sometimes sugar is needed. Something about that helps keep my mind focused. And I don't know if it's a constant intake of sugar or calories or what, but I can focus a little better sometimes when I'm eating a lot. Sorry, I'm really hand gesturing. Another thing is fiddling with stuff, especially if there's no one else around and you want to sit there and tap the crap out of your pencil, do it. I will kind of go like this a lot. I don't know what it is, but just it like channels a huge amount of energy, and it gets to the point where this thing is flying and occasionally it'll pop out of my hand, but there you go. If you want to sit there and like jiggle your leg, the thing that like 9 out of 10 Americans who don't have ADD hate, but sit there and like jiggle your leg at the desk or tap your fingers, or you know, anything that's going to help get rid of some of that extra energy that's going on, because you need to sit and focus. So if I'm sitting there reading something and I'm not taking notes, I am reading like this, and my pen is going crazy. If I'm writing, my leg is sometimes shaking, or I'll be in like, it'll be over here and it'll just kind of be like twitching on the side. Anything. I constantly adjust when I'm sitting, and it's just, I mean, even like this second nature for me to just twist a pen. And you can do that in class, which is nice. If you sit here and you don't have to tap it, but just do this, you can do that in class, and it's not going to bug anybody. And if it does, then it kind of sucks for them because you're not making noise. So, but you can sit there and just like, and that will get rid of so much extra energy. So those are some of my tips. There's really, what, only like 4 of them. But they work for me, and they've helped me get through 1 degree already. In case you don't know and you're just joining, I have a bachelor's degree of science and business management, and I hated the business world. So I took some time out in the world, figured out who I was, what I wanted, and nursing is what I want, and I'm going back. But so it's got me through 1 degree that was boring. I'm sorry, if you're a business major and you love it, that's amazing on you. I was bored out of my skull. And so these tips and tricks got me through it, got me a degree, and now I think they're going to get me through nursing as well, just in different ways, because I hope I'm not going to be bored. I don't think I am. But yeah, if you have any other tips or tricks, let me know. Comment below, and yeah, follow along, subscribe for more, hopefully, tips and tricks and things to go with nursing school. Yeah, so bye.